Alright, how are we doing? Ceramics students, I hope you are excited to start what will be our biggest project of the year and the best project of the year, I feel. You have grown a lot. The quality of the work is, by and large, very impressive. It's creative, it's well made, and this is our last significant project of the semester. So keep that in mind. This is your chance to do something really nice to finish this semester, both for yourself and grade-wise. As you know, we take our time. So use that time. Get right to it. Stay with us. I'm aware that some students are behind in some projects, but don't use your class time catching up. Use your class time staying with this project. Then use time outside of class, or if you happen to have a little break in the action, letting clay dry to catch up. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a unified pair. So two pieces that work together. Now obviously in this picture there are three pieces because that's what we used to do. We used to do three pieces plus a serving dish, so four pieces total. The pace of distance learning will not allow that to happen, which is fine. You're going to learn a lot from this. You're going to get some nice pieces. We're not going to stress about the number. So what you want to do is plan and create two pieces that form a unified pair. Continue to challenge yourself, right? Develop your technique. You're going to need to plan a meaningful theme inspired by a known potter. So that's where we're getting our inspiration this time. We're going to do a little bit of research, which we've already done some. So if you did that Artist Research 1 and you found a potter that you really liked, part of the work is done for you. So a unified theme. Here's an example. A student who did Alice in Wonderland. This is a low fire glaze. You can tell that because it's very glossy and bright. And also, you're able to do these precise designs. So you're going to choose. You'll have the option of also using a high fire glaze. You can see the other two pots are high fire glaze. High fire glazes move. They mix, where low fires stay in place and they layer. Here's another example. I love these. They're just so simple and so nice. Again, they're unified by shape. The edges of the bowl are what make them special. And just simple colors. Again, so these would be low fire. You can see the high fire in the background where a couple colors were mixed. And you can see how the glazes drip and move. But you get this cool, unpredictable, textured effect. Both are great. And you can see this example, both are awesome. They're used so well. Love it. Here's another example. This would be low fire glaze as well. So two pieces, and she had more, but just a nice simple design. Now the shapes, the squared off shapes relate, and of course the glaze unifies it as well. Another example. And as we're working on these should be your best pieces. The walls should be even, not too thick, not too thin. We do have a little practice with slabs now. And we're going to be adding a new technique. We're going to be doing a slump mold. So you have to try that for at least one of your pieces. You don't have to do it for all of them, but it's a simple way to get some really nice pieces. Now in this example, what I don't see is usually when I make my video, we put plastic between the clay and the bowl. Otherwise it might get stuck, which is not fun. And you can use slump molds to make bowls, to make plates, to make serving dishes. I believe you will enjoy this because you can get really nice, precise pieces with only having to roll a slab. And we'll consider this is another slump mold, right? You might need a foot, you might need a foot ring. We're going to go over all of these things in time. Even a flat plate, right? That's not terribly hard to do. Cutting that even would be hard. I would use a template for that. Putting a foot on there would be essential. Otherwise, it's going to lay flat on the table and you won't be able to pick it up easily. You could do a serving dish. Serving dishes can be very simple. Again, we'll talk about these later. A large bowl would make a nice serving dish. Of course, you're going to have enough clay to do something like that. Well, we could do a smaller one as well, right? So again, one of the choices you're going to have to do is choose your glaze. If you want a precise design, you would choose a low fire glaze. They're bright, they're predictable, they layer. If I put purple on top of white, I'm going to see the purple. So you can be a little more precise. If you want to paint something like painting this pumpkin, worked really well. And then high fire glazes, they move. You can see that they float away from these edges on the texture. It looks cool though. You can see this is white and then with some reddish glaze on top, and they mix. And in some places the glaze pools. Again, a white glaze with some red dripped in there. So snow goose, there's 3 layers of snow goose, and then they dripped red fire brick in there, and you can see it slides and it moves and it pools. Again, another example of high fire glazes. Both are great. You can see this is 3 layers of deep fire brick, and on top they did a line of Arctic blue to add a little texture in there, right? Very simple. And you can see how much they drip. This is where we have to be a little bit careful, is our high fire glazes, and again we'll talk about this, they have to be up higher because they will drip. If you put it all the way down to the bottom, and we put this in the kiln, your piece would fuse to the kiln shelf. We would not be able to get it off without destroying it. So, yeah, we'll address these later. So, what are we going to do? You are going to choose 2. A combination of a plate, a cup, a mug, a bowl, a serving dish, perhaps something else, right? Well, I want to leave this open. I want you to enjoy it and have fun. You need to find inspiration from a known artist, ceramicist, potter. You're going to plan your work, and some of you are just excellent planners now. It's amazing. It's really fun to see you guys develop your ideas. And of course, we're not stuck to those ideas. They're starting points. You're going to have to choose your glaze in your planning. Are you going to do a low fire or a high fire? And then we create. We're going to use, at least one slump mold. We'll mostly be using slabs. You can use coil construction if you want. We'll be going over a lot of different techniques and classes. I'll have videos posted, and obviously, you're independent learners now. You can find your own videos, your own way of doing things. And then we reflect, which hopefully is a celebration of our success, right? Where we are, the end of the semester is going to come quickly for us. So really, get yourself into this project. Today, what we're going to do is find your artist inspiration. We're going to do some sketches, plan what we want to make, and then you're going to post to the group slideshow. Tomorrow, then, we're going to share our ideas, give each other some helpful feedback in small groups. So to start, we have our artist list, and I might be adding to these. So again, all you got to do is highlight, copy, or you can type their name in, of course. Paste and search. And we're lucky here, she has her own website. So we want to find, wow, those are really cool. So maybe it's toast. It's a plate that looks like toast. So maybe you find inspiration here. Yeah, we can go to her galleries or collections. Well, that's the galleries that she is part of. Okay, so she doesn't have a lot of her work. We can check her Instagram page. Yeah. Ooh. Right, so maybe you find inspiration here. Wherever your artist is, and you don't have to do this exactly, but you might say, hey, I just like kind of the unevenness of this mug. Right, I'm going to use that in my style. Of course, my man, Sam Chung. Again, you're not going to make something exactly like his, but you say, maybe I want these bumps in the curve. Or maybe it's the design. I just like the design. I'm going to make my own plates, but I'm going to add, I like this idea of the strong lines in my design. So you can just take one element of this. If I look at Joe Severson, maybe it's, oh, this is clearly a high fire glaze. And there's dripping in there. Maybe that's what I will take from these. Or maybe it's the colors. I want some earthy colors. Although you're not going to have a ton of choice with your high fire glazes due to distance learning. But we can still be inspired by that. That's not a problem. We make adjustments. Or maybe it's the shapes. Maybe it's the simple design. Maybe black and white. Whatever it is, you can take that. So what you'll do then is, so this is our project unified 3-piece set. It's going to be a 2-piece set. So we're calling it unified pair. Our methods are slab and slump mold. Our clay is stoneware. We haven't changed that. And now we're going to sketch some designs. And you can, if you have one artist you love, you can just do different versions from one artist. I looked at that Joe Severson, and I like that drippy glaze and the simple designs. So make sure you also tell us what is it that you like, right? It's the drip glaze I want here. And this kind of curved shape. There was one more. I saw there's an example where just this slight curve in, which I really liked in her work. Okay, so if I go with, but I think I'm going to go with the Sam Chung, right? So my piece is going to be Sam Chung inspired. And what am I going to take from Sam Chung? I'm going to take the shape, right? I'll just call them the cloud curves. Right, that is going to be kind of the focus. Cloud curves, actually, and I like those. The strong lines. I like the strong lines as well. Cloud curves and strong lines. Right, so that's the inspiration. And what you're going to do then is take a picture, which I've already done. I'm going to go to Photos, take this, download that. And then you will find, and this will be on Classroom. So we go to Google Classroom, Post Final Idea, Unified Pair. Click on here. Still a work in progress. Make sure your name is up here. You're going to insert that image. So you can show, make sure it takes some time to do this nicely. I'm going to crop that, just drag it up. There we go, and make it big so people can see it. So you can type here, I think. Okay. The artist is Sam Chung. I plan to use his, how do you spell cloud? So I'm going to go to Sam Chung's website. This is a good example of what I want to do. So I am going to see if I can save this or not. No, that says a web page. That won't work. He won't let me take from his website, which makes sense. He shouldn't. So I'm just going to go Google Samchung, images. I want those. Hopefully I can find those mugs. But I just need an example of his work, really. So nice. Oh, maybe something like this. So I am going to save that image as well. I'm going to keep it in downloads. And where is that? Okay, there we go. There we go. So now I've got my plan. I only have to do 2 of these, so I might add that. Looks like I'm on here twice. A cup and bowl. And that's what you need to do, right? Just give us something to look at, and then later we're going to go and add some comments in here to kind of help each other out. So just make sure you have your name, your sketch, and hopefully if you can get an example of the artist's work. And explain what it is, and very simply, for me it's very simple anyway, it's just the cloud shapes and the strong lines. For you, you might get inspired by their glaze, their technique, whatever that is. So this is the point we want to get to. So we can, next class, we can start going over technique. Again, make sure if you don't have clay, go to door 1 of JM anytime during the school day. If you let me know by Wednesday, I can have clay delivered. Just please make sure that you are there to open the door for the driver. They're very busy. They can't wait around forever. So if they can't deliver it to you, they have to move on. So I hope you get into this project. I look forward to seeing your designs. If you have any questions for me, of course, shoot me an email or we can chat individually in class.